Yeah, good evening, everyone. Once again, I welcome you all for this AWS Solutions Architect Training Program. So today, yes, we will be continuing our previous class that is on VPC. So that is on virtual private cloud. So a very important exercise which we were doing. Like in our last class, that is, we have gone through the introduction about this networking, especially. So we understood about some important concepts like what is LAN. We started with LAN, WAN, and then we also gone through what is the difference between intranet and internet. So a single network which is used for private uses, that is called as intranet, and then internet is a public usage which we are using more or less. In internet also, we understood about mainly the browsing elements like FTP, email, etc., etc. But our focus started with intranet, that is a private network, and it is more secured, and which is most of the organizations do follow this intranet. And we also learned about the fundamentals and the essentials about the TCP/IP, the four-layer model. I just discussed about that, and also the protocols behind this, what we call in the TCP/IP suite. We learned about this MAC addressing, and also we learned about in detail about this IP addressing, that is especially the IPv4. Of course, we also understood about the IPv6 outline, that is 128-bit addressing. So we also understood about this binary bit addressing, about this IPv4 32 bits, which contains your host bits and network bits. Yeah, and also later we also understood about this private addressing, the 10 dot series complete, and then 172.16 to 172.20, dot, 192.168 series. All those things comes under private addressing. We spoke about that. So how to check the IP address using this IP config or IF config. And then we also understood about this a layout of what is VPC and subnets, the detailing about what is subnet. A subnet is nothing but dividing a larger network into smaller networks. We understood about that. So especially once after going through the differentiation, like we also understood about the CADR, the terminology which is behind classless interdomain routing. I hope everyone has understood about that, and the other day also, please, everyone has followed that. So subnet, I mentioned that the calculations also, how do we do that? Subnet A, subnet B, we have taken some examples, and then how to calculate the host bits and how to calculate the network bits. So CADR stands for your network bits. Always the network bits, you see this one, /24 is 24 network bits, and the rest of the host bits, 2 power value will give you the hosts. So in that way, our VPC can be further understood very clearly. Yeah, so this is all. And also we understood about some of the terminology which is used in the VPC, that is called as a router. That is, and of course, a router means is a device which can communicate between networks or subnets, which can have. By default, it doesn't. Only thing, once you once you write a route, then only it comes to all these things. And internet gateway also, we understood about internet gateway. So today we will be practically doing this VPC part. Okay. So any questions from any one of you, please do ask me. Otherwise, we will start with the VPC lab. Okay. But before that, I'll also give a scenario about what we need to do this lab, and then we will be proceeding to this VPC lab also today. Okay. So that is the thing which we need to do. Yeah. Any quick questions from any one of you? You please ask me so that we can I can try to answer some of them. Yes, please. If there are no questions, do respond. Yes, everything is clear, or something like that.
No
Yes,
questions.
please. Okay, Vamshi, no. Chandan, no.
Yeah, nothing from my side, sir.
Shashank also, no, nothing.
No questions, sir.
No questions.
Okay, Jiva,
No
Sharma.
questions.
Yeah. Yeah, Rubina, you want to ask any question?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So let us start doing the lab, and still if there are questions, anything, I'll still take up your questions. Okay. So I'll also share my system. Yeah, I hope you all can see my shared screen. Yeah, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yes, you all can see the shared screen. So today, let us do this VPC lab, but before that, I'll give a scenario. We want to create a VPC with series of 10, 0, 0, 10, not 1, not 0, 0, 10.0.0.0 slash 16 slash 16. That will give you how many hosts? Can someone tell me? If I say slash 16, the other day I spoke, it should be now at your fingertips. How many hosts you'll get?
64,000.
64,000.
Yeah, it is a 2 power 16, 64K. So that is 64,000, something like that. Okay, 2 raised power 16. So which is equal to 64K hosts you'll get it. Host, a large network. I have taken a large network. So this is VPC. I'll name something like Anand VPC. Okay, anything you can give Anand VPC, I'll give. So from this, I'll create subnet 1, subnet 2, and subnet 3. I'll create subnet 3. Here what I do, I'll start with 10.0.0.1.0 slash 24. So in slash 24, how many hosts will get?
128. Hey,
Slash
24. No, not 24. It's 16.
16, sir.
huh?
256, sir.
256.
Sorry.
It is 2 power 8. 24 is reserved for networks. 8 is reserved for. Now we are left with 8. 2 power 8 is 256 hosts. Okay, 256 hosts. So this is subnet 1. But I'll tell you, out of this 256 hosts, not 256 will come. So you have to reserve the starting address and the last address. Okay. So out of which 5 addresses are reserved. 5 addresses are reserved. I mean, it is used by are reserved, used by AWS infrastructure. So not only that, one for network address. Please note down network address. Okay, one for broadcast address, broadcast. This is common for all. Okay, common for all. One for broadcast address and one for router, and I think one for DHCP or DNS server. DNS server. Huh?
One for reserved.
One for reserved. One for reserved. And one for reserved. So 5 addresses are eliminated. So 5 addresses are reserved. So you will get how many addresses total, how many hosts total. So you need to understand that while calculating. You get maximum of only 251 hosts. Okay, 5 are reserved. After removing this 5, you will get 251 hosts. Please understand that. So that type of questions also you may get. So please understand that. So in subnet 2, I'll take another subnet of 10.2.0 slash 24. See, when I say slash 24, 888, these three are network bits and these are considered as hosts. That is 0 to 255. That 0 network first address 10.0.2.0 will be network address. 10.0.2.255 is your broadcast address. Broadcast address. The first one network address is start. Okay, start.
Sir,
Yeah.
then for a subnetwork,
One
CIDR should be
second.
minimum.
This is last.
CIDR should be minimum like 2 power 29. Then
One second.
because
Yeah, tell me.
for a subnet, 2 power 29 should be the minimum CIDR value, right?
See, 2 power 30 and 2 power 30 above, it won't work. If you say 2 power 29, how many you'll get? 8, right? 8 minus of 5, you'll get only 3.
5
You'll get only 3 hosts. 2 power 29, you'll get how many? 30, 31, 32, 3. 3 bits for host. 2 power 3 is 8. 8 hosts you'll get. 8 minus of 5, that is 3. For every subnet, you have to remove 5 addresses for reservations. I hope this is clear. So for our example, we are taking like this. Okay, third one, we'll take like this 10.0.3.0/24. So you'll get in all the 3 cases about 251 hosts maximum. That is, remember. A outline we will say 256, but internally 5 hosts you have to reduce. 5 hosts reduce. If you take /25, you'll get 128 hosts minus of 5. Okay, 123. If you take /26, you'll get 2 power 6, that is 64. That is 59 hosts only you'll get. If you take /28, then 2 power 4, that is 16. 16 minus 5 is 11. Like that. So the more the number, CADR number, the lesser the host. The other day we discussed about. So now for the lab, yes, I have given all the 7 steps here. So I like always the 7 steps. So let us do this 7-step model. First is log into AWS, services, select VPC under networking, create VPC. So here I wanted to give the name as Anand VPC. In your case, whatever you want, you can give. Anand VPC. Okay, this is the first one. And give the subnet range, sorry, the VPC range, as I mentioned, 10.0.60.16. So you see this one, this is your VPC. This is your VPC. All right. So the same thing I wanted to give here, 10.0.0. We'll give 3 subnets, subnet 1, subnet 2, and subnet 3 for our exercise, subnet 2 and subnet 3. Okay, so this is the second step actually. So we will do step by step. So meanwhile, everyone log in to your system, whether it is a free tier or whether it is sandbox, both of them works VPC. So today I have logged into free tier account. So I have already into the VPC what we call as dashboard. So if you are ready, let me know. I'll explain about the dashboard, then we will create the VPC. Yes, please. If everyone is ready, let me know.
Yes, sir, ready.
Shashank, ready? Everyone. Others also, please let me know. Yeah, Rubina, ready? I'm in free tier, but if you can go even with the sandbox also.
Sir, where to get this form?
Sorry? I didn't get I didn't hear the voice properly.
Doing it first time. How to start this?
No, I didn't get you.
Canvas.
No, open your free tier account.
I don't have free tier account.
Okay, then go to Canvas. The last but one will be their sandbox.
It's not getting started.
Sorry?
It's not started.
Start that now. Sandbox. Yeah, others also, please let me know. We can start. Otherwise, it will be lot of time. It will be delayed. As I mentioned that before the class itself, please get your environment ready so that we will be focusing most of the time in the class. Otherwise, getting the thing will be more difficult. Yes, please. Others also. I didn't hear from Satvika. I didn't hear from many people.
Ready, sir.
Okay,
Ready,
Shani.
sir. Ready, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start. See, if you are not ready, then it's, you have to make it ready before the class itself. That will reduce much of the logistics time. Okay, so get ready. Most of the day we will be, whether it is a sandbox or something, it's okay. So this is your VPC dashboard. VPC dashboard, very important session, I tell you. So as I spoke the terminology, this is the VPC. There will be a default VPC here. Don't delete any defaults. You can see this particular one, North Virginia, which contains 6 regions, 6 availability zones, and the 6 availability zones are your 6 subnets which are there. Don't delete any of these things which are there. There is a one default route table, there is one default internet gateway. So these 4 are very important for us. 4 are, so some of the other things I'll be speaking up later, like your NAT gateways or peering or ACLs or security groups. You are already familiar of that. What is security group, etc. Okay, so elastic IP also later I will be speaking, and of course the other things like endpoints also you are familiar of that. So here in our lab we are going to use all these four at this point of time. Later on we will be understanding about the other things. So but understand that one, this is the default VPC. Please don't delete the defaults. Once if you delete the defaults, it is very tough for you to create all the fundamental, I mean the basics which are there. So subnets which are there. So now for our exercise, the first part is your login to your AWS services, click VPC under networking. So this part is over. Now we are going to say click create VPC, create VPC. Let us create that. So create VPC, the orange button is already highlighted. You can click this particular one. Just click that. So here you see this one, there is a new dashboard, I think introducing a new create of VPC experience. Okay, there are some changes here, it's okay. So do you want to create VPC only or VPC and more? I don't know what is that VPC and more, but still you can select VPC only, you can say it's VPC, right? Give the name of the VPC. So in my case, I'm going to give Anand VPC. You can give whatever you want. Write down whatever you are writing, write down. So what is the target? What is the CIDR of your VPC? It is 10.0.0/16. Remember, if you do any small mistake here, it won't work exactly because these are all numericals. In real time, you can have even 10.0.0/8 also. That is the largest one which you can have. Below 8 you can't do. 8, 9, 10, 11. In 8 you will have 2 power 24. That is 16, I mean billion, 1.6 crores you can have. That many number of IP addresses you will get. That is the largest one which is there. So just say 10.0.0/16. Okay. So IPv6, I'm not using IPv6. I'm not using it. So if you, yeah, this is the name which has already come here. This is the key and this is your name. So whatever you have given here will automatically come over this one value, name value. Tagging also is done. Is this clear, everyone? So I want confirmation each and every step.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So once you say create VPC, is that waiting in the lobby? Chandan. Yeah, Chandan, welcome. Oh, you are using a second one, right? Okay.
Yes.
So I could understand. So yes, you can see once you click your VPCs in the navigation pane, you should see the default VPC. This is the default one. How do you know this is the default one? Just drag on, you can see this is a default one. Default VPC, yes. The other one is default is not. So you see this one, your VPC should have been created and this is your VPC ID. No need to note down anything just because you already noted down the name. Your tagging is done. So, and the VPC ID is 10.00/16. Okay, if this is done, let me know. Everyone. The first one.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay, is there anyone else who didn't do or who wants
Done,
any
sir.
assistance or anything? Because the 7 steps, if you do, you will be perfect in VPC. But don't neglect this exercise. This is very, very, very important. Yeah, anyone else assistance needed? Just ask me. Okay, so we are moving to the second step. Second step is that first we have created the VPC. We have created the VPC. Now the second step is to create a subnet. You create a subnet here. So we will be creating 3 subnets like this following, 10.0.10, 10.0.20, 10.0.30/24 all. So how do you do that? Click in the navigation pane, just click the second one. Click the second one. You will see there are 6 default subnets which are there in each and availability zone 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1F. Don't touch any of these numbers. Don't touch any. See, these are all CIDR/20. You'll get 4096 minus of 5. You will get 4091 IPs. All right, leave it. So create subnet. So what is your VPC? Select your VPC. That is in my case, it is Anand VPC. Right. Under that, I'm going to give sub1. The name itself sub1. In real time, if it is your project name will be there. Availability zone, no preference. No preference. Again, I say we are not going to take up any availability zone. Selection will be automatic. So in IPv4, you say 10.0.1.0/24. If you don't give perfect, it won't come. If it is coming here at the bottom, just click that. 10.0.10 or dots/24. So name and this one is already done. You can add new subnet. So this is the first subnet 1 of 1. So you can say add new subnet. Subnet 2 of 2. What is the name? Sub2. Availability zone, no preference. CADR block 10.0.0, no, 2.0/24. If you give properly, it will come. This is sub2. Similarly, you can add another subnet, sub3. Scroll down here, 10.0.3.0/24. If you have done properly, then you can create subnets. Again, I repeat from the top. You select your VPC ID. That should be your, in my case, it is Anand VPC. 10 zeros will come. Sub1, 10.0.10, sub2, 10.0.20, 10.0.30/24, that is sub3. And create your subnet. Creating subnet 1, creating subnet 2, creating subnet 3. You will see all the 3 subnets have been created. All the 3 subnets. You can see 251 available IPs for each and every subnet. Forget about this availability zones. It has taken whatever it wants. It has available. So leave it. You can see that all the details. Main thing you see the IP addresses. This should be proper with your names, and these are all your subnet IDs. Yeah, let me know once done. The second part.
Done, sir.
Done.
Done, sir.
Yeah, done.
Yeah, anyone else who wants me to wait?
Done, sir.
Done. Okay. Yeah, anyone else who wants me to wait? Right. So let us move to the third step. So after creating the subnets, we are attaching internet gateway to the VPC. We need to, because we are logging through the internet only to the cloud. So we don't have any other choice. How do we go to the VPC? To the internet resources through the gateway.
Internet gateway.
So we have no other choice. So first create this internet gateway and attach to the VPC so that the internet traffic can be associated to the VPC. Okay. So here, first, second is over. Fourth one, you see this one in the navigation pane? Click that. You already have a default internet gateway, right? This one, see this one, this is your default internet gateway. Okay, forget about this one. You just create internet gateway and attach to the VPC. Create internet gateway. Maybe you can give whatever name you want. I say IGW, internet gateway, right? And say create. And say create, only one. That's all, name. So I have created an internet gateway. Click your internet gateway. You should see one internet gateway which has been created. But this is detached. We didn't attach to the VPC. We need to attach this one to the VPC. How do we do that? After creation, attach to VPC. What is our VPC? Anand VPC. Attached to that. Now, this VPC is associated with internet. Means that from internet also you can connect to the VPC. If you do not want, there is an alternative method also. I'll tell you, there is an alternative method also. Some people, if you are working from office directly, without internet, they can connect. So that they can have a leased line. From that leased line, they go to the VPC directly. So that part I'll be explaining later, but not now. That is also possible. But for us, we need to have this internet gateway to connect to your VPC. So this is now attached. I have created this one, IGW, and I have attached. This is the third part. Once done, let me know.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, done.
Side done. So we are done first one, second one, and the third one, that is internet gateway. Yeah, anyone wants me to wait? Because the next part is very, very important one, fourth one. And this is the only challenge which you have, the fourth one. Because that is the router. See, for you to understand, I'll do a small diagrammatic representation, a little bit more. I open this paint. Okay. So what I do, I take this VPC. This is my VPC. This is my VPC. I'm just giving the name. What is the name which I have given?
Anand VPC.
My case. All right. This is my VPC, and this is 10.10.0.0.0/16. Right. This is the name given. Okay. Fantastic. So here I have subnets. Here I have subnets in this particular one. So I'll select one subnet here. This is one subnet, and this is another subnet, and this is another subnet. All right, all these three are subnet. So here I write here, not this much size. Sub1, and the series is 10.0.1.0/24, right? And this is sub2, n0.2.0/24. Here, this is another subnet. Sub3, 10.0.3.0/24. Right. So this is all in my Anand VPC. So I have created the first step. Okay, this is the first step. I can say a number is 1, and this subnet's creation is number 2. This is 2. This is also 2. Okay. So now I have created an internet gateway. Okay. I'll write like this, internet gateway. I'll write like this. Okay. Maybe I'll say, yeah, color I have given as this one. Right. I'll write here internet gateway. IGW. So here I'm sitting here. This is my host, right? I'll mark like this. These are my hosts, small hosts which are there, which I can connect from internet. These are all I can connect from the internet. So I'm writing a line. Sorry, not this. I can connect like this through the internet gateway, like this. This is me. I'm sitting here. My system. Okay, connected to internet. So anything, if I connect to the internet, this is also accessible to the internet. Now what should I do? I have to deploy a router. Okay, what I do here is, I'll take this one. This is my router. Okay, this is my router. Router will establish path to different networks. All right. So this is second one. This is third one. This is fourth one, which we are going to do now. Very important one. Fourth one. So router, what does it do? It establishes a path from here to here, from here to here, from here to here, all to different networks, and also to the internet gateway. Because that is how this is also one network, this is also another network. All these networks, router is the very important one. So we have to do two routes. One is from the router to the subnets, from the router to your internet gateway. Yes or no? Everyone understood or not? Okay. So I'll tell you alternative way is that, so this is your company. If you say this is your company, okay, you can go to the VPC, to this VPC directly using a leased line also. Okay. So what I tell you, I can say like this, thicker line. Like this. This is a direct line which can connect to your VPC. This is called as direct connect. This is called as direct connect. Managed by Amazon. But you need to pay for that. It's like a lease line. One-time charges you need to pay for yearly, something like that. So that whether you use it or not, they'll give you a line from your company to the nearest data center where you can access to the VPC directly. So if you have this line, you need not go through the internet gateway. You need not go through the internet. This is direct internet. I'm going through this particular one. Is this clear? If you have this direct connect, you can straight away go. But from here also, you need to have a route. Even though you have a direct connect, you need to go through the router only. Without that, you cannot. So that path also you need to establish. So from here, from the VPC, you need to have a route, and then you can enter into the sub one. So did you understand what is the meaning of router now? So the key concept is router only now. If you configure this one, you can connect, you can configure. So one is through the IGW, the other is through the direct connect also. Later on, I'll speak even through the VPN also you can use. You can also use through the VPN. So I'll speak about that later. Is this clear, everyone? This chart?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So if anyone is not understandable, please ask me. So now let us go through create the route table. Okay, so create the route table. So here, see, you can click the route bottom, edit route. I'll show you how you can create a route. We will first create the route from internet gateway to the VPC. So open this particular one, click the route table, third one. So you see this one, last time onwards, there is automatically a route is being created here. See, there is a default route. You can see this one. This is VPC. This is my Anand VPC. Select that. By default, whenever you are creating VPC, a route is also being created. In earlier 2-3 months back, this one was not created. We used to create a route table. But good thing is that the route table is created. Route table is created means that the router is created. If I show you the diagram, if I show you, this router is created and it is attached to the VPC. To the VPC only. Okay, not to the internet gateway. Not to the internet gateway and not to this anything. Router is created. Again, I explain you. By default, the router is created and it is attached to the VPC. Attached to the VPC, not to the internet gateway, not to the subnet associations. Is this clear, everyone? You need not create a router. Router is already created. This part.
So previously we used to create the router as well.
Previously means 3-4 months back, we used to create the router, associate to the internet gateway and all these things. The router is created now.
Can we create now as well, or like
It's already there. You can see here the default, because there is, if you want, you can create route. You can create, but not required. See here, you can see this one, Anand VPC, there is a router, which is already attached. You can see here. Select the router which is already attached to the VPC.
Can we create one more?
How to
Not required. You see already there, right?
Sir, how to remove? Like if I want to remove any one subnet.
You can edit.
Just I don't want. Okay, in edit.
You can do anything. You can create, edit, even anything you can do. Create a route, everything. So now let us learn first. You see this one, just extend to the top. Select the router which is there. Okay. You can ask me that question of deleting all this, because we will do at the last deletions. Right? Okay. So
Yes,
now
sir.
what we need to do is that select the table, select the router which we need. Don't select the other one. Select the Anand VPC which is already attached. Okay. Now scroll down, details, routes is there. The second one, very, very important. Please go through that. I think everyone is listening. Routes. So here you see only there is a route which is attached to the VPC only. 10.0.0/16 is your VPC. We need to, the first one, what we need to do? We need to create a route to the internet gateway. So this traffic needs to be associated with the router. Yes or no? If you are connecting from the direct connect, then not required. If you are connecting through the direct connect, then not required. But we are connecting through the internet gateway. Hence, from the internet gateway, there should be a route to the router. Yes or no? This path. Everyone
Sir,
understood?
can
Yes
we
or
use
no?
a route?
Sorry?
Yes, sir. Sir, can we use router for multiple networks? Multiple VPC.
For this VPC, we are using this router. How can you? If there is another VPC, how will this communicate beyond the VPC?
Okay, router is only within.
Yeah, within your
VPC.
networks, right? Here, if you have VPC to VPC, then there is a different router for that.
Okay. Sir.
So here the router is meant for to communicate between the subnets. Because it is beyond your network, right? What is the limitation? It's 10.0.0/16, right? The limitation, router is inside. It cannot go out. Only since the internet gateway is attached, I need to provide a route.
Yes,
right?
Sir.
If the router is outside, you can have VPC to VPC communication. Maybe VPC1 and VPC2 you can have communication. That anyway, that we will speak later. That is called as peering.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. Okay, got it.
Right. Now create a route. So here, edit route. Edit routes. You can also add a route here. So don't disturb the existing one because this is connected to the VPC. Add a route. So I'll tell you, this is the route which we are going to create. So what is the system IP of this particular system? I don't know. Any internet traffic, right? Any internet IP. Here, what is the IP address of these systems? We don't know. My IP is different, your IP is different. It is assigned by the service provider, right? IP address, public IPs. This all IPs needs to be associated to the internet gateway and to the router. Yes or no? This IP is not known. If you know the specific IP, you can provide here, but I don't know. So for that is the thing, I'll use a wildcard here. Wildcard means 0000/0. Means any IP which is coming from the internet. What is the target? See and tell me, what is the target? Any IP
Internet gateway.
needs to reach the internet gateway and then the router. Yes or no? That is the route. Any IP should reach the internet gateway to the router. Yes or no? Why? If there is no internet gateway, you cannot connect to the router. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here I select the target as internet gateway. Where is that? Internet gateway. Internet gateway. Select. You have one internet gateway, that is IGW, and say save changes. You are creating a route. All the traffic from the internet should go through the internet gateway, and then it will be associated to the VPC. Just save that. So you should see there is a route which has been created. 0000/0 IGW is ready. So again, I'll explain the diagram. So my traffic is now reaching up to the router. My traffic, so this IGW I have connected to the VPC, that part is done. So my traffic after reaching, it has touched the router. In this router, I mentioned that I added a route table saying that whatever traffic from the internet gateway can be reached to the router 0000/0, any IP. That is the fourth part. The first part of the fourth one. Yes or no? Done. This route you should have like this. Two routes should be there.
Yes.
So the concept is critical here only. Yeah, please let us know. Please let me know.
Done, sir.
Yes, done.
Okay.
Done, sir.
Okay. Anyone left?
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Okay. Raven, I
Done,
didn't
sir.
hear. Rubina, I didn't hear.
I will redo this lab once this class because I joined late, so I missed some bits.
Okay. Okay, but this, please remember, this lab is very, very, very important for all of you. Very important for solutions architect. Normally I don't stress the labs, but this lab is very important. So most of the people often fail this particular lab, and not very few instructors can teach this lab. I tell you, because many things fail. And see, the way I am teaching is that you will incur only 0 charges. So please do that exercise. So the first part is route is done. What is the second part of the route? Go to the route tables. This is your router, right? So this is your router. So what is the second part which you need to do? By seeing the diagram?
Connecting the
AG.
subnets.
Yeah,
Associate
you need to associate all these subnets. You need to associate all these subnets to the router. Okay. And also maybe one of the subnet we need to even associate to internet gateway. Rest of the others may or may not. Because why I tell you? You are now up to the router. Okay, fine. So from the router, you need to go to subnet 1. But if the subnet 1 systems, then later on we will also add the instances in subnet 1, instances in subnet 2, instances in subnet 3, which will be all in the private IPs. But how will you connect from the internet gateway to the router to the subnet 1? If there is no private IP, if there is no public IP. So there should be a gateway server. From the gateway server, if I say like this, I can have from the router, or what I do, I'll just erase this particular one. Then this one, this is eraser, right? No, this one is eraser. I'm making a small change. Rather than writing 3 routes here, what I do here is that, you see, I'll connect from this like this to like this. So this will be based on internet, from the internet. From here to here, I don't require any internet. I have only one route. I use this router and tell this router from the subnet 1, you can go to subnet 2 and even from subnet 2 also to subnet 3. Again, I repeat, I just erase this particular one. So this is more secure, right? Why? Because these two will not have public IPs at all. No public IPs. Here, subnet 1, since it is associated to the internet gateway, it can a user can log in directly through the internet to subnet 1. From subnet 1, this becomes a gateway service. From this particular one, you can manage subnet 2 and subnet 3 and multiple visa. So if you delete this access, this particular one, can any system connect to subnet 1 and subnet 2 or subnet 3? Yes or no? If I remove this access, can anyone come into this particular sub 2 and sub 3?
No.
No.
No. So this is my gateway server. Do you agree or not? This is my gateway
Yes.
to
For
all the subnets.
sub 2, sub 3. For sub 2,
Sub 2, sub 3 or any other subs also. Correct? So this I'll use it as a gateway services. So that I can stop or allow anyone entry through the subnet one only, or the gateway server which is there. If I delete the ID in subnet 1 for the user, can he go to the project site?
No.
Please think logically, everyone. Can you log into sub 2 or sub 3?
No.
No. So this is how in the industry they restrict the access. Once they terminate the access to the gateway services, restriction totally to the projects. Any project they cannot, even though they have login IDs to sub 2, sub 3, or they cannot go into this particular one. If anyone wants again explanation, I can do that. Clear everyone, this network diagram? So I want to use this as a gateway services where I'll have a credentials. From this service, I will host the servers, my real-time servers or for development or for production in sub 2 or sub 3 or any other project sites, and they can be provided access. So that routes I'm going to create from sub 1 to sub 2 or from sub 1 to sub 3 instead of router to sub 2 or sub 3. Yes or no?
So another security component we have added.
Sorry?
Another security component like gateway service we have added.
Absolutely.
So that it will be more secure and easy to configure, because here
Easy to configure and easy to monitor also.
Monitor also, right?
Right?
Because here the main channel is subnet 1.
Correct.
To the router.
Yes.
Router to subnet.
Yes. So we are going to configure in this way. Rather than if we give direct to router to sub 2, router to sub 3, then you need to touch the routes most of the time. You need to cancel the routes, right? That is difficult. That is done by the network administrator. But here the access can be denied. Once the access is denied in the gateway services, they cannot go into the project sites even though they have access. Right? So that's what which we are going to do now. Okay. So now the second part, the first part I have given that router is now accessed through the internet gateway. You see this one. So the next step is, you can see this particular one, click subnet associations, sub 1 and sub 2 we will associate. See this one, edit subnet associations. Select the router or route table which you have created. So edit your subnet associations. You see this one, sub 1, sub 2, sub 3, you can associate. Between subnets it can communicate. Between subnets, sub 1, some people may not, they only want to subnet 1, and because see here I want a route between sub 1 and sub 2. From sub 1 I need to communicate to sub 2. From sub 1 again I need to communicate sub 3. So that's the reason I'm writing the routes here. I want all these three to communicate among. So save associations.
One question, sir.
So this is.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So this is the route which I am creating between these two, not from the router.
So this is our first scenario, right? Like what we are creating right now. Some router to all the three subnets.
No, not from the router. From sub 1 to sub 2 and between subnets we are able to communicate now.
Okay.
Not from the router.
Okay.
Right?
But we are editing in the route table, right? We are going to the route table and then we are.
No. This part I have not created till now. This
Okay.
communication
So-
I'm doing from between the subnets, please start communicating.
Oh, association between those
That's all.
subnets. Okay.
Right.
As
This
of now,
part is
we
the
are
last
just,
part.
as of now, we are creating means through AWS portal, we are creating router one, so router two sub one, router two sub two, router three sub three. Correct, sir?
Earlier, but that part I'm not doing now. I'm not doing in that way. So I have created only between subnets association. If you do not want to communicate, leave it. But I want to have communication in this way. Now I want the last part is there, this one. From router, that is through the internet gateway to sub one only.
So the one question. So the association is both vice versa, like sub one to sub three and sub three to sub one as well. They once we make the
So from
subnet
sub
association.
3, sub 3 cannot be accessed from my system directly. I have to go through only sub 1.
Okay, no. What I was saying, like the subnet association, what we
Actually,
made.
see from sub 1 to sub 3 is there means sub 3 to sub 1 also will be there.
Okay, I mean, yeah, we can't.
Naturally, it is.
Is there
Both
any
direction,
restriction
both
we can
direction.
keep like only route should come from sub one to sub three?
Naturally,
No.
see, even though I may not have any infrastructure in sub 1 other than gateway services. So there
Okay.
is no point. So there will be one gateway server here. From there, I log into sub 3. That's all.
Okay.
With my own credentials. But from sub 3, if I want to go to sub 1, what is the credential which I have? I don't have any other infrastructure. This is left for gateway services. And this is
Yeah.
highly monitored also. Secured.
Mhm.
See, it is we have to design our network lab properly.
Is that possibility, sir? We can create a multiple gateway services like for sub three, sub one is a gateway service.
You
Sorry,
can have,
for
see, this is a router. From
Mhm.
router, you can have any gateway service. I'm here defining sub 1 as a gateway service. You can have sub 10 also a gateway service also.
exactly means we can define within the VPC network, we can
You.
define multiple gateway services.
It is up to you. How many number of gateway services you can.
Mm.
If you are not satisfied with one, okay, you can have another one. Maybe for a different project, you can have a different one service, gateway service. It's not always the same.
Mhm.
See here, this VPC is meant for a client called as XYZ bank,
Correct.
right? So for him, one gateway service is enough.
Mm.
If you have multiple, then again you have to trace out all those things.
Trace out and manageable is also not easy.
Right. It is very difficult to record in your configuration also. Normally, this audit people will object if you have multiple gateway services. Until unless if it is to see in the gateway service itself in the same subnet, you can have multiple servers so that you can have your own access accordingly. Why we should have? So once we do this lab, you will understand more better, right? So this part is left now still. The fourth one, this part, this red part which is there. Okay, let us finish off that. So now see here in the subnets, you select sub 1. Go to subnets, select sub 1. Again, I show you the diagram. From the sub 1, only I need to connect to this router, nothing else to the internet gateway. Yes or no? So that is the reason I have selected sub 1.
Can you repeat just one?
So from the sub 1, only I want to connect to the internet, not from sub 2 and sub 3. That is the reason I am selecting sub 1 now. Go to subnets, select sub 1. You might have multiple things which are there, the default ones. Don't select any other things. Select your sub 1. Under actions, edit subnet settings. Okay. Enable auto assign public IPv4 addresses. Public IPv4 because your router is connected to internet gateway. So that will assign your DHCP. That will act as a DHCP server also your router. So it will assign only to sub 1, not for any other members. This is clear, and say save. So what happens now? When you see the diagram, I asked subnet 1, whatever is the resource, please assign an internet IP also to the router. Is this clear? But for sub 2 and sub 3, I didn't ask. You will not get it also. Tricky one. Please understand this one, this fourth one. Got it? Please respond. Otherwise, I can explain in a different way also. From the sub 1, see, router is already connected to the internet gateway. I am requesting the router saying that please assign any infrastructure which I have created to sub 1, the public services or the public IPs. I have enabled, but for these two, no. I didn't tell the router to give public IPs. It will not give. Is this
So the
clear?
default ones which we initially like the one so
000.
That is given to the internet gateway, to the router only. Up to the router, you have internet attachment. From here, subnets also we need to have, right?
yeah.
So I requested only for sub 1 to be attached to the, which is already attached to the router, okay, to get this public IPs.
Okay.
Public IPs. Now, from sub 1, if I create any infrastructure, I can get public IPs. Right. So now,
So here, if we don't,
the sub
so
1,
if we here don't assign public IP, then in future we'll not be able to
you cannot
assign. Like if you create any.
If you create, you will not get public IP, right? How will you log in? How will you connect to these servers, gateway servers? You are
So in
connected
future,
here.
if we create an instance, so we'll not be able to do
You will not
ENI.
get public IP. You will get only private IPs.
Okay.
Like
There
this
will
in
be
sub
no
2,
option.
if you create in sub 2, you will get only private IPs. You will not get public IPs. Or in sub 3.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
In
Right.
practitioner labs, we didn't focus on this. It was a default.
Like
okay. Public IP was.
Right.
Good idea.
So now let us do this fifth part. Now onwards it is easy for you all. So fifth one also is done. We have associated the auto assigned IP address, done. Fifth one is also done. So this is associated, the second part of the route, which is done. The sixth one, launch instance with subnet 1. We will launch one Windows server. So now our VPC exercise is done. Okay, VPC exercise is done. So what you can do, you can just duplicate this one. You can just duplicate, go to EC2 dashboard. Go to EC2 dashboard in services. We are going to launch the infrastructure now. We are going to launch the infrastructure. You see this one in services, just compute and then EC2 dashboard. Leave that VPC as it is. Here, go to EC2 dashboard. Instance is running. I don't have any instance running. I go to a launch instance. Yeah. Select this Windows server. Normally gateway services, we use Windows server. I'll also teach you how you can use Linux server later stage. Okay. But now let us use any Windows server, server 2019 or 2016 or 12 or 22, anything. Just select. It should be a free tier, that's all. And T2 micro. Configure instance detail. Please wait here. This is the most important step for us. Everyone ready for step 3?
Yes.
No, sir.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Yes.
1 minute.
Yeah, I can wait for a minute more. See this one. In step 3, I'm waiting. I'm pausing. Select any Windows server.
Yes, sir. Ready.
Okay. So here, what you do, number of instances is 1. The networking section is very important for us now. In networking section, you select your VPC, which you have created. In my case, it is Anand VPC. Okay. Select subnet 1, which is already associated to internet. You see this one, you can get this one, subnet setting. Auto assigned public IP is enable. If you select sub 2, you will see this is disable. You will not be, because we have not enabled for that. Is this clear? So I go to sub 1. Sub 1 will be enable. Is this clear now? All the three settings: network, Anand VPC, subnet, sub 1, and auto assign public IP is your subnet 1. Done, everyone? These three. Rest all is okay. Rest all is okay. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Just say add storage, 30 GB, leave it. Add tags, you can say name. Maybe I'll say Windows Gateway Server. Configure security group. So RDP is there. You add one more port which is called as SSH also, for some reasons I tell you. Anywhere, for some reasons I tell you. Add port number 22. If you want port 80 also you can, but not required for us. We are not going to test anything. And say review and launch. So here I tell you Windows Server 2019 base, instance type is T2 micro, security group I added port 22, and rest all is same. Tagging also is done. Launch, AWS class is my key. I acknowledge, launch instances. Your instance should be running very soon. So here, just copy this public IP. This is 100.24.170. That's okay. So here, subnet 1, I'm just writing all the things. Subnet 1, Windows Server, public IP, write down all the things. This one, private IP. It's a private IP. This is my private IP. You see this one, 10.01.223. It lied in the range which you have defined. That is the range which is 10.0.10, right? So you got this one. Right. Similarly, what we do, subnet 2. I open maybe a Linux server. Can I say public IP? How much? We will see. Private IP. And subnet 3. I think it's not subnet 3, sub 3. Sub 2. In sub 3, I'll again launch Windows Server. Public
Your
IP.
voice is
Sorry?
yeah, now it is better. Your voice is shaky. Actually, sometimes it's low itself.
Voice, my voice is going down. Everyone able to hear or only one?
Now it's fine, sir.
No, it's fine. Okay. Now let us launch a Linux server in Windows in Subnet 2. That is our second part. We are launching the resources now. The first one is running. So launch an instance. Maybe an Amazon Linux is okay for me in Subnet 2. T2 micro. T2 micro. Configure your instance details. Anand VPC. Subnet 2. This is already disabled. Okay. Scroll down. Add storage. Same. Add tags. I can say add tag name and say Linux. Linux server. Configure your security group. Port 22 is okay for me. Review and launch. And say launch. I use the same key. Launch instance. View instances. See this Linux server. This is the second one. There is no public IP here. You see this one? This has come nil. You have only private IP, that too 10.0.2.177. It is there in the 2.0 network. So here I can say straight away, no public IP.
Did we need to add any rule into that? This security group rule?
Sorry?
In Linux?
I didn't get you.
In security group, while we configuring security group, do we
22
need
is
to add?
enough for me. 22 as of now, 22 is enough for me.
Okay, so we just go with default. 22.
Default, nothing else. If you have a website, then only you can. But later on, also you can edit the security group. Right? So now let me launch another instance, Windows instance in Subnet 3. In Subnet 3, maybe I launch maybe Windows 2016 base. Just say next, select that. So we are launching more instances. You see now, T2 micro, configure your instance details, my VPC, Subnet 3. It is disabled, you can see that, and rest all is default. Add storage 30, add tags, add tag, you can see this one, name, value, maybe I can say Windows server, I can say sub 3, something like that, subnet 3, I can write. Configure security group, leave as it is. Here nothing is required. Review and launch. Say launch. I acknowledge. Launch the instance. View instances. So this is your gateway server. This is your third one. Here also no public IP. No public IP.
Here also we need not to add any security group.
No, nothing. Only for first one we have added. I'll tell you why I have added that port number 22. I'll tell you. So here I have no public IP. I have only private IP. So if you are done, let me know. You should have a table like this. If you write down all these things like this, fantastic. Just let me know once done.
When we are opening the security group, right? So should we? I missed the part. Like which one, what section should we make it? Like,
For Subnet 1, which is having the gateway server, which we are launching Windows, okay, where you have public IP and private IP, I asked to add port number 22 along with 3386.
yeah.
That's all. For sub 2 and sub 3, leave as it is.
Oh, custom. So,
Right.
okay.
So let me know once everyone is done. I'll give a short explanation and then we will go ahead by the 7th step is testing.
Done, sir.
Done, everyone?
Done, sir.
Yeah, done, sir.
Okay. So see, you see this one. Only Windows server has public IP, right? Rest of the other services, only the gateway server has public IP. Rest of the other services, we don't have anything. We don't have anything. So let me get the password first for this Windows server. How do I get that? So already 2 by 2 health check passed for the first one. You can see, I think more or less everything is done. For the Windows Gateway Services, this is the one, Windows Gateway Services. I get the password first. Under Actions, Security, get Windows password. So AWS class, I go to the key pair. July. Yeah. So this is my decrypted password. I have this decrypted password, all right? So I just note down also. I note down also. This is the Windows server, right? This is my password. So I'll just log on to MSTSC.
Sir, how to get the password?
Oh, you're asking me?
Sir, sorry, I missed that.
Okay, I'll show you once again. So here, go to your gateway server. Go to your gateway server.
Yes, sir.
Under Actions, Security, get Windows password.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and show your key. Browse, show your key. The PEM key is there, right? First time you have created.
Yes, sir.
Just select that and decrypt password. You will get the password. Copy that. Decrypt.
Yes, sir.
Like this. You get this password. Just copy this one. This is your Windows password.
Okay.
Right? At any point, even if you forget also, that is the procedure of getting the password.
Yes, sir.
Anytime if you do, same. Just a second, please. Hello. I'm sorry. Yeah. So now you have your password. See, I hope you are all able to hear my voice.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here, try logging in with private IP. What will happen? You see. See here, this is 10.0.1.223, right? Copy and then see. Instead of public IP, just give private IP. 10.0.1.223 and say connect. Is it connecting? It will not connect. You hang on, it will not. Because these private IPs can work only in your VPCs. This work only in your VPC. It will not go beyond your network also. If there is a route, it can communicate, but it cannot go to this particular, this is not reachable. So this will work only within your VPC, that too within your router end. So now let us connect using the public IP. Let us connect using the public IP. This is the one public IP. Let's say connect. And the default username is administrator, ADMINISTRATOR, and the password is the one which you have generated. You say OK. Yeah, yeah. You have this one. You say yes. You are able to log in to the Windows server. This is your gateway server now.
So one question I have.
Yep.
So currently, like many of the companies, many of the organizations do not allow to work on direct for company laptop. They have provided some kind of VDI, right?
VPN.
Similar like which is similar like which we have right now the Windows instance. So are they are doing the same kind of like instances created into the some of the cloud and
Absolutely.
they are assigning to the particular
I'll also
person?
teach you how you can connect through VPN.
Yeah, exactly.
But stage by stage we'll go.
Yeah, that's
Right. I'll teach you exactly how the industry really works in the same way. We are going to learn. Okay. So this is one way of going. This is one way of going. We have a gateway server which is connected across the internet, where everyone has their own credentials.
then able to connect with.
Everyone connected to your VPC? I mean to your system, I mean to your gateway server?
Yes, sir.
So you see this one. Now, let us try to connect to the Linux server. We don't have a public IP, right? We have only private IP. How do we connect normally to the Linux server? Using PuTTY. Using PuTTY. Let me try from my box. Run this PuTTY. Control V. And try to see this SSH. Auth. I'll show my key. Where is that? AWS. July 22. Yes. Let me see. It will not connect because that is a private IP. There is a private IP. So how can I connect now? How can I connect to this Linux server? Even the
Directly
other
we
Windows
can,
server also won't.
we can directly launch from the this Amazon connect option.
It is through the console, right?
Huh.
How many of them has console access?
Only the individual user who is logged in.
So
Only the
Windows
administrator, right? Does not have a public. Even you can't do that also. You see this one. You can't do this one. It is not showing you. It is restricted. Even administrator also can't do.
Oh, yes.
It is restricted. Now Amazon is taking care. So how do I connect this Linux server now? So what do you do?
Through the
What do you do?
Windows
Again,
link.
come back to
AWS
the diagram.
configure.
Again, come back to the diagram. You see this one. How can you connect to the Linux server, which is there in sub 2?
Through the sub1.
Through the gateway
Gateway.
server only.
Mhm.
Through the gateway server only. We tried connecting from here to here directly. It is not, because there is no path. There is no path. The path is only from subnet 1 through the gateway server. So what I do, I copy this putty and the key file here. From there I try here. Right? How do I do that? Go to your file manager. Go to your file manager. Go to your directory. Putty and your ppk. These two, just say copy and paste it on the desktop itself. That is okay for me. Copy here and paste it. Putty and your ppk key. I'll try to connect from putty here. I launch from the Windows desktop. Okay. What's my IP address? For Linux server, it is 10.0.2.177. The same thing. I give here. Connection. I give as 30. And say SSH, the key which is there on the desktop, and say open. Yeah, I am able to connect now. That's why I asked you port number 22 to open. Otherwise, you cannot connect. And now the last one. How do I connect this Windows server in subnet 3? From the diagram you see. How can I connect? Here is there in Windows server. Right? I deployed this Windows server here. Here I had deployed Linux server.
Mhm.
How can I connect the Windows server here? From subnet 1 only. If
Yeah.
you try from here, you can't get. You will not get because it's a private IP. 10.03. Let me try whether I can connect. So from here,
Here we need to do RDP.
yes. Otherwise I say, yeah, RDP I'll do. MS remote desktop. So what is my IP address? 10.0 dot, no, sir. 3 dot, what is that IP? Three dot 220. Yeah, I'm able to get my this one administrator. I need to generate the password also, right? For that. So this is my Windows server. I'll get the password. Actions, security, get Windows password. Browse. AWS class. Decrypt. This is my password. I'll just copy paste in my notepad also here. And also on the server. Here. Say okay. Yeah, I can say yes, I'm able to connect.
We are able to connect machine to machine.
Yeah. From the gateway to Windows server. So now this is this server not secure? which is there in the private cloud. See, until unless you go into the gateway server, you cannot. If the gateway server is restricted, then how can you connect to the project site? You see this one, all your servers are ready now. This is your first sub one, this is your Linux server, this is your Windows server. I just shown you in the window. Did everyone get like this? All? This is your public IP. You can see at the top. This is your private IP 10.02, 10.03, again a private IP. So from internet gateway, we connected to subnet 1, private and public. We successfully tested subnet 2. Only private IP, no public IPs. Let me know once whoever has done. I'm not in a hurry. If anyone is requiring any assistance, let me know. So this is one of the model where many people do follow using a gateway services. But this is not only the model which we go, but remember these sub 2 or sub 3 or sub 1, everything is in private cloud. So we have all the infrastructure hosted in private IPs only. These private IPs are not communicable from your system, These private IPs. Only it can be communicable only from the VPC. Only from the VPC or within the VPC only. Yeah, done everyone. Yes or no? So very, very important lab, I tell you. Who all has tested already? Logged
I
in?
was able to connect and it say yes, but now only the subnet one server is showing. All this stuff is going. Very, very different.
No, you'll get it, Jiva, you were about to ask something?
Yeah, mine is done.
Okay, that's fine. That's good.
Sir,
Chandan? Done?
yes, sir, done, sir.
Very good.
And if my server 2 and 3
Mm-hmm.
wants internet access, how
No,
can it
internet
do?
access you don't get. You don't get access from the internet directly. From your local system, you cannot access. Only through the gateway server you can access.
Sir, it is when I just
If
try to sorry,
One by
sorry,
one.
sorry.
Yeah.
When I
no,
try to
fine,
connect,
fine.
when I just try to connect another server, Windows server, that time I was able to connect with this Linux server also, and it is showing. But after connecting that one, it say, do you allow to the PC? Some prompt is there.
There
I
may be
would
a
say
firewall or something like that. That's okay. You can say yes.
yes. I was did that, and after that, Linux is gone, also gone. Only the subnet one is remaining. Baki hai.
No. Try once again. No problem. You'll get it. You'll get it.
Okay, okay,
It is
try.
communicable now. Yeah, this recording also I'll share. Please, everyone, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday is there. Good time for all of you. Please go through all the labs which you have. See, I'm placing effort only for you, even though I have no commitment for all of you to share the recordings, etc. But I'm sharing each and everything, posting in the YouTube. Only for your success. The greatest regards you are showing it to me is only your success. I tell you. You have to put effort. See, I tell you the success stories in the previous batch from the Harman group. Yes, I tell you, almost all of them are getting certified. So I can see the results also. They have put lot of efforts. They are doing. They did all the labs. They are doing exam preparation one by one. Everyone are getting successful, and you will remember me once you are successful. Solutions architect is not easy. Is not easy. I tell you, it's not cakewalk like cloud practitioner. You need to understand the concept in depth, but definitely you can do. So once you have done, you can terminate all the resources. So first terminate all the resources. Select all the three things. This is very important. Housekeeping. So especially if you are in the free tier, you need to do housekeeping. If you are in the sandbox, not required. If you are in the sandbox, not required. Just terminate, it will come down. So here the instance status, I just say all the three I'm selecting, just say terminate. Terminate instances. Yes, I think there are some changes which are happening. All right. So automatically all these three will go down. It has already gone down. That's not there now. So all these three, a minute's time, you will see it will be terminated. So until unless the things are terminated, you cannot delete the VPC. I tell you, even if one server is lying, running, or even stopped or something, you cannot terminate the instance VPC. You cannot terminate the VPC or remove anything. Is this clear? All the resources should be removed. Then only you can remove the VPC. Otherwise, you cannot. If the VPC is not getting deleted, just understand that there is something which is attached, something or the other which is attached. Right? So I think by this time everything might have got terminated. Yes, it's still shutting down. One server terminated, the other two still getting down. So once again, I repeat, everyone, please practice. If you are just coming like that on Monday, VPN, I'll be giving you a VPN, which is very interesting one. I'll tell you, VPN. Till now you might have only worked with VPN, but you are going to create a VPN server. You will understand that. I'll show you. And there are some advantages also. The sites which you cannot access, you can access after creating the VPN server and VPN client. We do, right, in mobile services like that, connect to VPN and then access PUBG, etc., which country is not banned or something. Like that, here also you can create your own VPN server and access.
In my case, it says already use someone.
Yeah?
That subnet 3 is already used someone. It's something like
No one
that.
can use, other than you, no one can use.
But I'm trying to get that, and it's reached to that particular server.
It will. I think there is somewhere error, somewhere or the other error. It is only at the instance level, only some errors are there. Right? So in my
Yes.
case, it is already terminated all the things. So yeah, subnets, what you can do, go to your VPC, how to delete all the things. Select your VPC, Housekeeping is very must in free tier, I tell you. In sandbox, nothing is required. Just close it, it will after 2 hours or 3 hours, everything gets terminated. So once all the things, again I repeat, if there is even one server is stopped or running or getting shut down or anything, you cannot delete the VPC. It has to be terminated. Everything has to be terminated. So after things have been terminated, select your VPC. Don't select the default one. But again, later on, tell me, oh sir, without observation, I did that. The worst thing what an administrator can do is that doing something and tell, oh, it has happened like that. And if that is the case, if that is the habit anyone has, please don't go into the administration line. Administrator means that he has to be extra careful. Whatever he is doing, willingly and mindfully he has to do. It cannot go by accidentally. We have to do it with knowingly. Right. So select the Anand VPC under actions. Just say delete my VPC. So it will ask you one more warning here. Will also be deleted. IGW will be deleted. Okay, your subnets will be deleted. Your routes will be deleted. Everything will be deleted on its own. So just say delete. You have to write that. You have to write that and say delete. Everything, including security groups, everything gets deleted. Finished. You need not do anything else. It has done everything. If you go to the dashboard of VPC dashboard, you see all the things. Initially, what was that will be the same. One VPC, 6 subnets, one route table, one internet gateway. Okay. I'll speak about peering and other things later. Maybe NAT. Yeah, is this clear about the diagram, everything? I'm just saving this one. If you want these notes, I keep it here. I update in the same folder. Yeah, I have updated that. You can download that same notes in sessions 19 notes. So my exercise is done completely. If you are done, terminated everything, you can just log out. Yeah, any other questions from any members? No questions? So have your nice weekend, but do remember to learn all the topics which you have done. So we have done all the database topics. So please go through that. Your what is that? Your RDS, please do. Your DynamoDB, please do. Please learn Elastic Cache and all those things. And these networking modules, auto scaling we have done, load balancer we have done. Please do once again everything in combination also. And then we started learning about the networking. Okay, networking. So please go through that. So go through my videos. The 01 will be there in that Amazon itself. 01 at the top. Networking essentials. So please go through. And also the day before yesterday's class. If any questions is there, please ask me. All these things are very important. And go to the sessions folder. In that there will be something networking important points. Please go through that. And also some of them, I don't know whether they have access to what we call this. I'll once again share, especially Rubina and Chandan. Both of you are there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I have access to sandbox actually.
Okay. So
Yes,
no,
sir.
I want to say something which is books. This Solutions Architect Associate book, which you need to study. So this is third edition Cybex. Okay, and just share for you. Just download this one.
So where should I access, download? Because chat is not visible to me.
I'll do something for you.
You can mail WhatsApp. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, it's taking time. What someone can do who has access to chat, just what we call as just paste it in the WhatsApp group. This book is very important. Like I shared earlier for you, all of you, this cloud practitioner, the same book for solutions architect. If you buy, it is 3,000 rupees cost. It is available in Amazon.in, the same Amazon book. I'll show you what book exactly. Amazon.in, if you say solutions architect. Official edition, official, this one. Solutions, this is 2000, Kindle edition is 2600. Okay, I tell you, yeah, study guide, paperback is 2760. The same book I'm sharing, the same one by David Clinton and Ben Piper. This one. So once you have downloaded, just let me know. The same one. Ben Piper, David Clinton, the same book. You can take a printout copy and start studying also this one. This is official copy. Someone can share the link. Yeah, I think already it has been shared. If anyone has not yet downloaded, please download and do not make it viral. And do not make it viral. So once done, let me know. I can unshare. Done, Chandan?
Yes, sir.
Downloaded?
No.
Rubina?
No, sir. Like not able to access chat, but I will get it from group members.
No, they'll not share.
I have shared the link
Sir,
in
how?
WhatsApp, sir.
Yeah, it is already shared in WhatsApp. It's already shared. The link is shared now in WhatsApp. Please complete the download and let me know now itself. Because I want to unshare that. I cannot keep in what is this particular one. If I keep even for one day also, I'll get an abuse notice. This one. So that's why don't keep
Sir, we
viral.
didn't receive the link.
Sorry?
Still didn't receive the links are in WhatsApp.
It is there already WhatsApp. I can see. See, this book is already shared earlier. Only this is meant for Rubina and Chandan who came late. Vamsi has already shared. I can see the link drive.google.com. Done, Rubina? Chandan?
Hello.
Yeah, downloaded?
Downloading it. Will take 1 minute.
Okay. Rubina, status?
Sir, downloading.
Okay.
1 minute.
Chandan, done?
Still downloading, sir. Internet is.
And just see whether you can open the book. Yeah, I have updated. I have no more giving access. Okay.
Hello.
So, yeah.
So still downloading.
Now I have stopped access. How much time I will give for a small to 14 MB file?
Sir, done. But I
Yeah,
cannot
given
open
once
it.
again, Chandan, please do.
Yes, sir.
Done?
No, sir. Downloading it.
It's only a 14 MB file. So rest all can log out. We will meet again on Monday. I'll share the recordings by evening night itself. But do not hesitate to ask questions in the group. Okay, in the group. And then second thing is that please start reading. Please start reading. Do not spare waste time. Also, I have all the reference documentation given. Please start doing that. Done, Chandan?
Yes. Sir.
Okay, I'm unsharing now. Okay. So that's all from me. Have your nice weekend. We will again catch up on Monday. Thank you, everyone, and bye.
Thanks.
Yes.